Welcome back. You're still watching Network Africa. You've been seeing our headlines rolling there during the break. Mrs. Aisha Buhari warning her husband she would not be supporting him in the next election if he does not shake up his cabinet. But let's move on to other issues now. Key players in the Kenyan creative industry want to shut down a proposed bill by the country's film regulation body to take up greater role in censoring media content. Kenya's Film and Classifications Board officials have met with creative stakeholders and had a heated debate that resulted in promises to review the bill.
Furious and unyielding, filmmakers, producers, directors and advertisers argued against the proposed bill by Kenya's film regulator to increase its powers. Officials from the Kenya Film and Classification Board meet in a hall full of creative minds, blaming the body of overstepping their mandate. The Film, Stage Plays and Publications 2016 proposal seeks to regulate everything from stage plays, online content, outdoor advertisements, and videos taken by individuals on mobile phones.
Our principal objective is to protect children from harmful exposure. I think we'll be lying to ourselves if you say there's no bad content in the media, that children are okay, leave it to the parents. The government has a duty to set the benchmarks and the guidelines and then let the players apply those guidelines. And the way to set the guidelines is through consultative process.
State-run Kenya Film and Classification Board is tasked with regulating media content to promote national values and morality, mostly through classification and age restriction. The new bill proposes to further regulate production, including the creative process, exhibition and distribution of films and videos, with penalties of up to $20,000 or jail time for non-compliance. Players in the industry say the bill was vague and open to abuse at the expense of artists.
We shall make sure that it doesn't see light of day, because I'm not the only one. There are many people in that room who are completely dissatisfied by this bill, but we are committed to working with KFCB, with KFC, with the Ministry of Arts, with the PS who has given us his sureties to continue to make a better document. So I guess it was a good meeting that the artists got their voices heard.
The board agreed to withdraw and review the bill, but artists say they are pushing for better representation to avoid future efforts to censor the creative industry.
The Act talks about reporting every change. This is a creative business. No script in the name of filmmaking has been shot on how it was written. Take Nairobi Half-Life, for instance. We changed it by the day. The dialogue changed by the day, because creativity goes with relevance.
According to a study commissioned by the Kenya Film Commission, Kenya's film industry has seen a revival and was worth $2 billion in 2016, up from $600 million in 2007. But filmmakers say they still do not get enough state support compared to other African countries like South Africa.
You know, it's Friday, and when it's Friday, it's Africa Tech Friday. With the recent tech revolution or evolution in Nigeria, it is proof that the country is becoming more technologically inclined. The visits of Facebook's CEO and combinator to Nigeria is an indicator to the quality of investments that the country can attract with technological development. However, some have argued that the visits should not be considered an achievement. Technology has to grow quickly beyond Lagos in order to make Nigeria technologically occupy a noteworthy position on the global map. Joining us now to discuss this is someone who should know, and he'll be coming up in a bit to talk more about the position that Nigeria already occupies in the tech world. He is John Obi. He joins us now on Network Africa. Thanks for joining us, John. How best can we improve Nigeria's tech ecosystem from what it is now?
Thank you for having me. This is a very interesting topic because Nigeria, by virtue of our population, has a big role to play in the development of Africa and the world as a whole. I mean, it's a lot of validation that Mark Zuckerberg, one of the richest and most valuable people in the world, would come here to visit. But the fact that he did not consider Nigeria when they were setting up an office in Africa should be cause for concern. It's not about coming to Nigeria to try out Nigerian jollof, but if he were to see Nigeria as a place worthy of investments, that would be something to rejoice over. So it's something that the policymakers and the people in government should look at. Nigeria should be consciously and consistently made a place that is seen as a safe haven for investments. At the moment, there are way too many uncertainties. So even though we are, I think in Africa, Nigerians account for more people on Facebook than in any other African country, even with our population, that did not even work as a plus for us when they had to come to Africa and set up an office. And that should be an indicator as to how we're really doing in the global space.
John,
that is,
John, do you think,
yes.
sorry, John, do you think that was the impression, what you're talking about? Do you think that's the impression that the Facebook CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, took away with him during his visit, after his visit to Nigeria?
Well, the impressions that he took away with him has nothing to do with the development of Nigeria. That's his personal opinion.
Okay.
What we are concerned is how growth and development can come to Nigeria, how the tech ecosystem can grow and flourish. And this can only happen when we have an enabling environment for the local startups. It is when the local startups even have the environment to start with that the foreign investors can bring their infrastructure here. I deeply appreciate Mark's visit, but nothing structurally or institutionally was brought here as was brought to South Africa. They moved an office to South Africa. We should grow to the level where we can attract such presence in Nigeria.
Very quickly, John, what's your advice for startups in rural areas?
My advice for startups in rural areas is they should embrace technology. I know that a lot of things are happening in Lagos. We should find a way to use technology to make Nigeria one. I mean, you can be in Benin, in Enugu, in Kaduna, and still connect with what's going on in Lagos with the advent of Facebook Live and the live streaming technologies. You can be anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country, and still be a part of the technological revolution that is happening in Lagos State.
John, you're really exciting to talk, and I know you have a lot more to say, but thanks a lot for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you for having me.
And that's the show today. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani.